Qatar Academy follows the MYP curriculum model for grades 6 through 10, utilizing 8 subject areas, with the addition of Islamic and Arabic cultural studies at Qatar Academy equaling 9 individual subjects. In addition, the areas of interaction are at the center of all teaching in hopes of instilling the attributes of the learner profile in all IB students across the entire school. Now, to explain this curriculum model, I'd like to use a metaphor, using a ladder, to explain how Qatar Academy has organized this curriculum. Now, first of all, with the individual subject objectives, in order to track the progress that students have between grades 6 and 10, each individual discipline has written standards and benchmarks or objectives for each grade level, which are focused upon through units throughout the year. In addition, these objectives are also assessed to ensure that students are achieving those. Allow me a moment to show exactly where this occurs. Now, if you would like to see any of the curriculum documents, these can be found on the Qatar Academy website. Clicking on mathematics, for example, you will quickly see all of the objectives for every year, in fact, moving from pre-3 up to grade 12. Each of these objectives is set up so that any parent wishing to see exactly what the curriculum might look like will have the entire curriculum at their hands in a nice PDF document. Now, in addition to this, for teachers, all units are maintained on the Atlas Rubicon system, Rubicon Atlas system, and underneath assessment, teachers track exactly how well they are doing at maintaining all of the objectives for each year. These are tracked individually, both for the year as well as for each unit and even down to each assessment. So teachers and heads of department or academic coordinators can see exactly when a skill is being assessed, and then can query as to how well students have done in achieving that skill. Finally, the assessment criteria that are used to measure each of these objectives are set out in individual rubrics. For example, in Language A, there are 3 criteria: content, receptive and productive, organization, and style and language mechanics. In this situation, this is an individualized rubric for a specific task, both with a teacher's rubric and a student rubric. The individual rubrics are used to score individual assessments, and students and parents have the availability of all of the MYP criteria so that they can see both the weighting as well as the focal points of each of the criteria. These can be either found at the bottom of any subject's PowerSchool page, which is the way that parents are able to see scores at Qatar Academy on every single assessment. And here you can see all of the assessment criteria with their individual descriptors, showing students and parents exactly what the requirements are to reach the varying levels. Additionally, parents can access all of the criteria within the MYP Parent Guide as well, where this is nice and easily laid out in a very quick reference. For example, Humanities has 4 criteria. Criterion A is out of 10, B is out of 10, C is out of 10, and D is out of 8. Okay, and that is the first rung of the ladder, moving back. So all subject objectives are embedded for teachers so that they can be tracked, are communicated to parents, both through the school website as well as through the MYP Parent Guide and on PowerSchool, and communicated to students through the individual rubrics that are assigned to each task. Now, secondly, the other rung of the ladder is the areas of interaction learning expectations. These lead students towards the learner profile. becoming each of these 10 attributes. And all of the units, as well as the experiences that any student that experiences at Qatar Academy, should have empowering qualities, leading students to greater understanding of themselves, greater understanding of the world. However, tracking the connections to the world and tracking the individual skills that are transdisciplinary and interdisciplinary across the subjects isn't an easy thing. The AOI learning expectations were created, commencing 2010-2011. Within these, and parents can also see these in the MYP Parent Guide, each grade level moves from a period of understanding and awareness to reflecting and internalizing life lessons, and then becoming involved in a variety of ways through the areas of interaction of community and service, health and social education, environments, and human ingenuity. Students grow and grow in their depth of understanding of themselves and the world around them. Additionally, the Approaches to Learning document, in a similar manner, shows the expectations for teachers and for students at all levels of the school, moving all the way from the PYP years up to grade 10 in terms of things like time management and self-management, use of organizational tools, collaborative skills, communication, information literacy, reflection, and finally, thinking and transfer. So with these tools being communicated in a variety of ways, but through the MYP Parent Handbook being one, an additional way actually is, again, through Atlas Rubicon, all teachers, when selecting the focus for a unit, also must choose an AOI goal before they can even begin to plan the unit, because the unit is designed around reaching both that AOI goal, teaching significant concepts about the world that will be remembered 20 years down the road rather than minutia, and obviously the subject content as well. Utilizing all of these tools, Qatar Academy tracks student progress in the 9 different subject areas. It maps out exactly the types of understandings about the world and about themselves that students should have, moving from grade 6 through 10 in a progressive manner. And finally, it also tracks all of the approaches to learning skills as students enter the program to the point that they have to move into the IB diploma and university beyond. I hope this overview has helped you to better understand the overall curriculum at Qatar Academy, and please contact Chad Schwabro, MYP Coordinator at cschwabro@qf.org.qa if you should have any questions. Thank you very much for listening.